If you're extroverted, watching this video can double your communication skills. And if you're introverted, just do the opposite of what I say. Almost 10 years ago now, I started doing magic. And after practicing cutting cards like crazy for about 2 years, I started performing. And my favorite place to perform was this place called the Magic Bar. In the Magic Bar, it was very easy to perform because there was a lot of people there who wanted to see magic. I didn't have to wonder whether or not they liked magic or not. I didn't have to stop them on the street. Very, very easy. So I went there all the time doing magic for different people. Now, I'm a very talkative guy, in case you haven't noticed. When I'm frustrated, I talk even more. I try to fill any bit of silence with even more talking. I was doing that with my magic. And of course, when I was doing magic, I was kind of frustrated at the beginning because it's kind of scary doing this sleight of hand stuff in front of people. Like, they can see it and they can, I don't know, judge me or something. It was scary, okay? So I was doing this, working through my stage fright and anxiety and so on, and I was slowly and steadily getting better. And after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 performances, I started becoming pretty confident in my skills to, entertain a group of people who like magic. And my confidence completely vanished in the span of 1 day. There was this massive advertising event of some drink happening in the bar. And the guys there asked me, hey, Jordan, can you come and help us with, entertaining the crowd? Because it's very important, it's good for the bar. And I was like, sure, of course, you can count on me. And everything was going great. But 2 days before my performance, I got the flu. I have a good constitution, so I managed to shake it off very quickly. But 2 days later, on the day of my performance, I didn't have my voice. So I was stuck whispering, hey, can you pick a card? Take a card, take a card. So I was going to do this performance without a voice. And my biggest instrument while performing magic is not the cards, it's my voice, it's my ability to tell an interesting story and to engage the audience in some way or form. I want them to suspend their disbelief that this is just pieces of paper and enter some sort of a fantasy universe in which they can live for a few seconds and something magical would happen. This is great, but how do you do this when you can't speak? Pretty tough. So I went to my performance and started presenting my stories and showing my magic. And I was not as loud as I typically am, and something surprising happened. I got better reactions. People liked that more. For some reason that I couldn't fathom, back then at least, everyone liked my magic more when I just closed my mouth and let people enjoy the moment. Crazy. Here's why I think this happened. When you're a talkative person, you want to talk to people. You want to have a nice conversation, and silence in those conversations is typically the moment you can start talking again. But not everyone appreciates silence in that very same way. Now, silence is a different thing for everyone. For some people, silence is the place in which they think. They use the silence to gather their thoughts and create an answer to give back to you. And if you fill that silence with more words, they don't have the time to think of an answer. The second category of people is people who use silence to join the conversation. By not giving them that silent period, they can never join the conversation. And the third point about using silence is about perception. When you stay silent, you build tension. And then you can release that tension and explain what just happened. By creating this tension and then releasing it, you keep the flow of conversation interesting. It's not just a monotonous stream of words. I'm still trying to learn this concept better, but it is extremely effective when you use it. Now, how does that apply to you? If you're extroverted, try leaving some silence in your speech. Make pauses. Let people join in, let them think, and use it for dramatic effect. If you're introverted, you can understand how other people perceive silence and use that in your thought process to create a strategy of communication. And by using this strategy, you can communicate more effectively. Maybe the person next to you doesn't understand that you need silence. Maybe you just need to share that with them, and they'll probably listen. People like me are typically filling the silence because we feel awkward. We don't know what to do. We're uncomfortable with silence. But if you say, hey, silence is my own place, I want some silence in the conversation, I respect that. And most people will respect that because, people are cool. Now, adding silence to your arsenal of communication is a very important thing, and it is going to take you far. But there is one more thing you should know about that will allow you to start conversations with basically anyone. And you can learn more about that by watching that video. See? Silence. Drama.